outside on the other side of this door. We're about to go on a break for the weekend. And we have 2 more weeks left, I think, after that. So it's been a pleasure sharing our last evening for a little bit with all of y'all. Summer before last, I was in Chicago, and I was out and about, and Michael, Jason, Sarah, and Alexis and I all wanted to dance. So we were walking around Chicago trying to look for a place. In the area town that we were in, there was no club or anything. Not that any of us are clubbing folks. And you walk past this tiny dinky hole in the wall bar that was probably about from here to here. And maybe the depth of this stage. And there was nobody in there dancing, but there was tunes just bumping super, super loud. And so we were like, all right, well, there's no place else around here, so we rolled into there, and we just took over this tiny little back corner for the next hour and dance party, much to either the chagrin or amusement of the bar patrons. For the next hour, 2 hours, just pumping jams into the jukebox. Total Eclipse of the Heart came on. And these were serious dances that we were doing. Total Eclipse of the Heart came on, for example, and Michael, Jason, Alexis, and I, we're standing like this. And Sarah Morgan, she's at the back of this long hallway where the bathrooms are, and she'd gone and gotten toilet paper out of the bathrooms, and she comes running down the hallway with bits of toilet paper streaming behind her, and we're just fanning her with our arms. And when we finally rolled out of there, there was some song, I can't remember what it was, but we were sort of hands up in the air, just kind of parading, marching our way out. And the 20 or so people, they were like, woo, yeah! And I don't know if they were happy to be done with us, or they were totally supportive of our dancing endeavors. Every time I get on stage, I have a bottle cap in my right pocket, and that bottle cap reminds me that it's her and I, just like that night. This is called Sock Hop. I was just following the little dog through the skinny trees. I was just collecting water glasses. I was taking them to the well and carrying them home one by one, trying not to drop a single drop. It didn't work out so well. I was wearing the same shirt as the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that, asking all of my ghosts to join me on the dance floor. Let's twist. Let's shimmy. While the room waltzes, I will want to sing. I was Jimmy Switchblade. I was the Three Cherries gang. I was the tallest cigarette in the pack. I was black jacket, collar, collared up. In reality, I was yellow shirt lost. I was laying in the dirt and piling it on. I believed if I kept trying to bury myself, that maybe I could talk to some other world, but I just got dirty. My belly was heavy. For months, I barely moved. For months after she left, I barely moved. I dreamed of the bicycle and did not know what the bicycle was. I dreamed of the bicycle and thought, what a strange horse that fish is. Do I kill it or ride it? How do I do either of those? So instead, I rode the airplanes like they were church, staring out the windows, hoping the chains would not climb this high. At this altitude, all the angels were turning blue. I made a list of my body parts that no longer worked, folded it into an envelope, hoping my mother or my former lover would one day find it. That list is a poem, not a list, so is this one. I rode the airplanes until it brought me 530 miles from the room that I was born inside of. My fists then were not so much smaller than they are now, simply tighter. I've been shrinking more and more with every single month. The South It is my beautiful bed. One day bury me in it. Till then, I will touch it from time to time. Carry me inside of its wet, wet heat. I sweat when I walk. When I walk, I see my dreams come closer. What I thought was a horse or a fish was really a girl on a bicycle. She had small fingers, but reached them towards me. I neither killed nor rode her. All I did was make a hand. All I did was get wet. All I did was shake my rib cage like a library in an earthquake. I spilled books like holy water. My rooms were such a mess. The ceiling spun closer to read all that I was. I was 1,000 years of tattered spines, splinters on my tongue from licking the cathedral. I had worked so hard for my sorrow. So I asked my boss for the night off, caught another plane, rode it to a dance in Chicago, combed my hair, slicked down with pomade, put my shiniest belt buckle on. I saw Susie on the dance floor. She put a quarter in the jukebox. She grabbed me like a policeman and asked, "What you do, Ace?" I told her I work at a malt shop, and sometimes I bury things, but I ain't too good at that. I ain't always too good at that, I told her. She looked at me like we had prayed on the same cliff. She told me she didn't believe in God anymore, and I told her I still did. Her and I, we have prayed on the same cliff. She held me like a handcuff. I swallowed keys. I danced with Susie all night long. I'm still waiting for the sun to come up. I don't care if it ever does. I'm warm enough. Thank you.